Madam Speaker, I rise today deeply conflicted on this bill. I know that's probably a shock to a lot of you because I'm pretty much always a no on almost everything. But I've worked in the prison system doing Bible studies and life skill classes for over 8 years. And almost every single person that we dealt with was there because of drugs. And then, depending on the escalation of the drugs, ultimately it led to property crimes and, in many cases, violent crimes. And so I think it's really important. I think both sides have made great points that we need to have tough sanctions and tough penalties in order to encourage people to behave a certain way. But how successful has prohibition been? When you think about prohibition in terms of alcohol, it was a complete disaster. And when you think about this huge war on drugs that we're waging, sadly, it appears to be a massive failure. And the victims live all around us. In many cases, there are children, our children's friends, there are neighbors. There are people that we now see on the streets that are walking around homeless. So I think it is important that we take up this debate. I don't know if this bill strikes exactly the right balance. And so today I'm going to stay off this bill because I don't want to vote against the idea of giving more discretion at the local level. I support that. But if the unintended consequence is to erase penalties for that last crime that is committed on the basis of a very hard drug that is going to lead to a violent crime, then I don't want to be the person that stood up for that. But at the same time, I think we need to ask ourselves, do we want to fill our prisons with people that really need to go and get serious treatment? Can we drive them to get the treatment they need without the penalty? It's kind of like the iron fist with the velvet glove. And I think that's the balance we need to strike. And I know that the people that I worked with, if there was not accountability, if there was not a penalty that was followed through, that in the very beginning they would never change their behaviors. So we have to motivate them to get into the treatment centers. But I, once again, say that I am deeply conflicted because I think this is an important debate. I appreciate the comments that have been said on both sides, and I am interested in working ultimately on a solution that will wind up benefiting our society by keeping fewer people in jail and restoring them whole to our society, because ultimately the people that we put away eventually are going to become our neighbors. So whatever we do, we need to do deliberately and judiciously and with compassion. Thank you.
See no